Greetings, Masandawana. We are back with another installment of the Yellow Corner. After a few days break, we're back with yet another preview, and this time we bring you the preview of our away trip, Game Week 6 fixture, as we travel to Polokwane once again to take on newly promoted Polokwane City on Wednesday afternoon. Perhaps, how are you?
Ngimnati Veronwena. Actually, how was your weekend?
My weekend was a proper 10 out of 10, and no complaints, man. Had an amazing weekend.
Oh,
Great ending to my weekend. How was yours?
it was cool. It was cool.
Mm. Yes. I just remembered something. We are playing a team. Robert Wakas.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He's one of the players that passed away in that awful accident a few years ago that involved Polokwane City players, man. What a great talent. And I was just thinking, Nkabadlala eng by now if he was still alive because he was one damn good player, man. May his soul continue to rest in peace, man. Perhaps over the weekend, we watched the game. There are two teams, just not the technical sponsors. I, yeah, no. League ya rona mara, I know some things that need to be fixed, man. Yeah, yeah. The team is in, badlala ka sponsors, ba apara di-tracksuit tse, like, ke tlhakantshunya fela tjena, that, dude, am I wrong in finding that disappointing?
No, I think because of we rate our league as the best league in Africa, so we have the right to criticize or to demand better for our teams because if we can't say South Africa, it is the PSL is the best league in the continent, where else there are still certain issues that needs to be solved because of some things, man. We shouldn't speak about them like they shouldn't even exist at this high level because of we are a professional league and we should run our teams as professionally as we can.
Yeah, some things are really disappointing, man. I wish Okabuaka, the conversation that we had on Friday when I was watching that NFD team and the message that I sent you, get what I'm seeing here. I know, man. There's a tournament school holidays. But yeah, let's move on to what we here for, man. Do you think this situation yeah, Duncan Lechesa le Kautalelete El Sonono Siema, will it work?
I think only time will tell, but with the experience that Rhulani has in the DSTV Premiership, I think him and Duncan Richard they can build a very solid team because of that into Dakin Richard is a former professional player and also El Shonono CM. So they have that experience and they know how difficult it is to compete in this higher level of South African football. But so far, I think they've started very well. I think the type of football they are playing, I think they are playing good football, but only time will tell because of Selena Salpilili can't just rate them now out of 4 games. There's still a long way to go.
I am one petty person. I am proper petty. There is no way I'm promoting a team or helping a team gain promotion. And then once we are in the big league, someone is coming over and taking over, even the main man. That's not happening. But I think it's not gonna work. I think at some stage, clash, and I don't think that Wayao Duncan was there when these guys were in the NFD and now they're in the PSL. There's someone else. It sit down well with him and like this picture that I'm going to upload here. It says it tells a story, man. So I don't think this situation will work, man. But yeah, this team ups. at the end or during off season, Mpoma Kola was interviewed by I think Andile Mube on Metro FM, and he spoke about something that shocked me. Or he was offered a blank contract, basically a contract that doesn't have figures. So they give you a contract, you sign it, you sign it like 5 years, but I don't know. I don't know sign on fee. And after that, a few players apparently came out, as well as some members of the technical team. They even got the bonuses are gaining promotion to the
Promotion.
PSL. And Libona, they were also offered the blank contracts. Do you think this will lead to their downfall?
Oh, I think it could, because of sometimes if you don't give the players what you promise them, I think the players, they can turn against you, because of the players have the right to demand what the team promised them, or what what's due to them. So I think in that aspect, I think the management of the team should have done better in terms of paying the players the amount that they 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 deserve, because of they've worked very hard to gain the promotion. They've helped the team, and the team managed to come back to the Premier League. I think yes, maybe when the season goes by, I think it might come and haunt them. But what they did to Mpoma, I think one would say it's something against human. It's very disgusting for a player who has played a lot of games, who have gave his all into the Polokwane City team, because of when he arrived, he helped them to push and be up there with the likes of Cape Town Spurs. I think what they did to him and other players, I think it is unfair. And such stories, they keep on making it to the public every season. Like every season, we need to have a topic about a team failing to pay a certain player, or certain players. I think those things shouldn't happen in the DSTV Premiership, especially when teams are promoted to the DSTV Premiership.
I know. We started this show talking about professionalism or lack thereof, and it's crazy that it's in 2023 where you still find such situations, man. I think this is gonna proper affect them at some stage of the season, because I can tell you now, once it starts like this, it's not gonna stop. You look at what happened to
TTM.
Gallant last season. They did so well in the continent. Players were promised the bonus. Players knew exactly when you get to this stage, club guy, and then there were issues. The payment. I mean, there was even an instance where two members of the technical team were stuck in one of the countries when they went to play away because the club couldn't pay accommodation or something of that sort. So I think this is going to be their downfall. I can tell you now. At some stage, the players are going to be on some now. We're downing the tools now. And the thing is, the players, they know PSL teams are watching now. So they know even if these guys go down, if I play very well, I will get a team for next season and going forward. So I'm playing for myself. I'm not no longer playing for the badge and the name at the front. I'm now playing for the name at the back. And so it's really disheartening, man. Um, they've started really well, man. Where do you think they will finish? I mean, they've had a really good start to the season. If we're being honest, they currently seventh on the log. They've played 4 games. They've won 2 of those, drawing 0. They lost 2. They've scored 6 goals, conceding 5. Goal difference, Yamonage 1. They're currently on 6 points, and their PPG is 1.50, which is a very good start. I mean, for a newly promoted team. But will they sustain this until the end of the season? I do not think so. I think they will definitely get relegated. I'm not sure if they will be through the playoffs, but I do not think they will be in the Premier Soccer League next season. Do you think, where do you think they will finish? And another thing that I think will affect them, that will not help them. You know, every time when a team gets promoted, we always say, hey, but these teams, they sign a lot of players, they need PSL and discard the guys that help them gain promotion. We always say that. But I think they failed to find the balance because I think they could have signed a few more guys who with PSL experience, and they have not really done that. They've signed one, two, or three, but it's you look at the lineup, yeah, but there's a proper lack of PSL experience, which is something that I think will come back to haunt them. Your thoughts?
I think they will remain in the DStv Premiership. I don't see them being relegated. I think they will finish between 10 and 13. I think that's where they will finish. And speaking about them mixing the squad in terms of having experienced players and the guys that were part of the team in the NFD, I think I have to agree with you. I think they should have just went to the market and tried to find the guys that will help them in terms of the experience. Yes, you want to keep the guys that help you to gain promotion, but the level is now different. You compare the level of NFD and the level of DStv Premiership. I think it is completely different, and you needed that experience of the guys that who know the standard of the DStv Premiership to help you. And I think with what they did to Makol, I think he was going to be a key player for them in this season because of you look at Pulen is injured and is out, and he's the guy that has more experience compared to the other guys that they have in the squad.
True, true. Tolan, I think he's changed his surname.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think his absence is another thing that will hurt them. You know, let's talk about what we can expect from this team, man. I think they will change their formation. They've played 4 games. In those 4 games, they've played basically the same system. Because in the first game, they played a standard 4-4-2, but the next 3 games they switched a bit ka a 4-4-1-1. It's almost the same thing, man. I think they will add a middle fielder in this match. I think they'll go to a 4-5-1 because I do not think the double pivot Yamashikinya le Mapangule is good enough to take care of Sundowns' midfield. I don't think the, the quality that they both possess is strong enough for they can protect this team in defense and then offer something in attack. So I think they will bring like Kibaloi, who is experienced and he's played a number of positions like since he started playing the PSL. But I think they'll bring him in to help that two Molem Harry and have that experience, PSL experience that he has, you know. And they are center backs, ne? I game here, Cape Town City, ne? They were close to each other, like they were really, really close to each other. And I realized the goal was to sandwich Mayo, not give him space. So they really made it tough for Mayo. I think they would want to do the same Sundowns with someone like Ribeiro, you know. Don't let him get into positions where he can pick a pass. Don't let him get into goal scoring positions. So I think that's how they will deal with us in our attack and in their defense. And their danger, I think their danger will come from Kimamfano Apollos. That boy, man, you know, it's something that I've observed the DDC. I think Judah, in terms of the quality of these boys, man, because I thought that boy was gonna be a big star by now. Not maybe big star by now, but he'd be playing for a big team and cemented a place more starting 11. He was really good at Super Sport every time I watched him, you know. And then I think of Bokeletso, like it's this silver man. We see these boys polish up and then they get to that stage. They struggle, to step up. So I think he's the a guy to watch for them because in that first game in Cape Town against City, he played on the side. But in the next two games that he played just behind Mapfu. He was the one Ali behind their focal point of attack, and he's been able to score two goals. So I think he'll be the player to watch, as well as Rama, who plays number 7 Yabona. I think there's something there. I think he's a good winger, and that's why they those are the two players that I think can hit us. Mapu, I don't think he can hit us. I think he's just Omopola Lenka, Lala Valley Girls, Lala Bolos Kalenka. So, yeah, your thoughts?
I think this game will demand high level of concentration from Polokwane City because if you look at the goals that they've conceded goals in the crucial stages of the game. Against Cape Town City, they considered a late winner where they should have at least tried to manage the game and get a point. And against Golden Arrows, they considered less than a minute after scoring being 1-0 up. And against Cape Town City, they considered also in the last 10 minutes of the game. So it shows that they're a team that loses concentration in the crucial stages of the game. So they need to improve that because of they're up against a team that is more superior and a team that dominates from almost from the first whistle until the last whistle. I think this game will require them to be more energetic in the middle in terms of closing down spaces and recovering very quickly because of how Sundowns likes to penetrate inside the middle. And you speak about playing the midfield three. I think it will work to their advantage because of they can compete and they would have enough numbers in the midfield. We spoke about Rama Abu there right wing. I think they'll definitely look to involve him in their attack because of his pace and also his directness in terms of 1v1. He looks very deadly, and once he gets to a final third, he delivers good crosses. I think their number 9, I think he's quite decent, man. I think he understands how Siema wants him to play. He's not a fancy striker who will eliminate defenders. I think him playing facing his own goals, I think it helps them because of they can play to him and he can hold up the ball and wait for Apolis and Ramab or Zaha to join him. You look at the first goal that Apolis scored against Cape Town City, against Cape Town Spurs. It was a foul to Kima Mafumo, that striker, and he headed the ball to Apolis, and Apolis managed to strike that ball outside the box. So I think his ball control and his way of actually the wall passes. I think it helps the team because of against Sundowns they can play that long ball and he can hold up the ball for them, and Apulis and Ramabudi can join to add numbers. So I think if they try to do that, I think they can get chances because of I think his ball control and his way of shielding the ball and waiting for opponents or waiting for his teammate to join him. I think it has been very decent, and he has done that quite well this season so far.
I, I Rapelang, if you say so, eh? Yodlala 9-8. I've never played 9-8. Guys, I'm doing it here.
We want the goal that he scored against Golden Arrows.
Let's talk about Sundowns. What should we expect from Sundowns?
I think for Sundowns, because of I spoke how this team lack concentration in the crucial stages of the game. I think in the first 10 minutes, we need to play with high intensity and throw everything at them and see how they will able to cope against that. And I think their goalkeeper is very shaky. I think if we can take shots outside the box and deliver those crosses, I think we can get something out of that. I watched 2 games out of 4. The mistakes that he made against Cape Town Spurs and also against Golden Arrows, I think he's very shaken. It's not convincing. And I think if he can keep on making those box entries and making those shots outside the box, I believe we can get something out of that. And I think their fullbacks, they once they push forward, they don't get cover from the middle field and from the defense. I think the guys like Mashiki and Mapangud, they don't give a cover to their fullbacks when they push forward to add numbers. And I think we can exploit that space with Nku playing wide or whoever's going to play wide for us in that game. And also because of maybe they are likely to play a double pivot of Mapangule and Mashiki. I think if you can overload that position, have enough numbers and outnumber them in the middle field, I believe we can create goal scoring opportunities and we will force them to defend facing their own goals.
You've basically mentioned a lot of things that I also had in my notes. The first one that you mentioned, yeah, a quick start. I think a quick start and an early goal just to kill confidence Yabona early, because they know Libona once you consider against Sundowns, it will be tough to get back into the game. You also mentioned having a lot of numbers in the middle. I think I would love to see River playing a few meters up, unlike in the last few games, especially in the second half of the last 2 games where he was a bit deep. I want him to be there in the middle field in this game, add numbers and use that numerical and qualitative superiority that we'll possess if he's a part of the middle field. I would like us to be better in our decision making. It was horrendous that game, Yanto. Yeah, Golden Arrows, man. There was a time where Mudiba was free and Ribeiro took a wrong decision. I think Letebs Alien at some stage took a wrong decision. So I'd like to see that improve. And then let Dabaya taking shots at goals. That guy always parries the ball, whether it be a shot or a corner kick. He parries the ball back into the danger zones. You mentioned the 2 games where goals came from that. Yeah, Arrows, Spurs, and even like a game at Cape Town City, even though it was not good, he still did the same. So he's suspect Matibula. Your lineup?
I think because of AB is suspended for this game, I'll I'll move Modiba to his position and have
Boo, 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 boo. We're running out of time.
and and have Mayema playing the position that Modiba played in our previous game.
I disagree with. I knew you were gonna say that. Perhaps Mutiba was so amazing in that position against Clinton. What do you call this? In our last game. So you taking
Just the
against Richards Bay, you moving him, you taking away a lot from him and the team. Yes, Mudiba is a left back, but I think he possesses so much quality where in that role where he's free to do whatever he wants. His quality in that area, it's there for all to see. Now here's what I will do. I'll have Williams, Kekana, Mvala, and then play Divine as my LCB. Remember that game we played against Chiefs at Soccer City a few years ago? That's where Divine played, and we, if we're not gonna play him, in, why did we bring him back? And then I'll have Kotsie and Mokwena, Alende Mayema, Nku, Ribeiro, Zwane, Mutiba. Your score
I think we'll win 1-0.
against Polokwane?
Hey, man, I'm giving my prediction. Why are you questioning my prediction?
And I got the thought table. I shoot a late bakala how we're beating these guys 4-0. 4-0.
Okay.
Perhaps we're going into the second game block of the season. This game block has a lot of changes that I think, a lot of games that I think will have changes in terms of, because of the Champions League and Leader Super League that I think might start next month. But as things stand, this is how it is. We're playing Polokwane away, Pirates away, Stellies away, Royal AM away, Swallows at home. I think 13 points. I think we'll win Polokwane, we'll draw Pirates, beat Stellies, beat Royal AM and Swallows. Your thoughts?
I think we'll take maximum points. I think it will be 15 against 15.
Okay. So let's go team ka di 19 go tlele 3 points mfana.
Definitely. I mean, that's our home ground. They know now, once we arrive there, they know that we'll mean business. So I think we'll collect 15 out of 15.
Okay. Two things that I want us to touch on quickly. They come from the interview that Coach Rhulani had on Power FM with Maskepe, a great interview last week, Friday. He spoke about Gaston Raps. Your thoughts on that? Because I think now it's time to bring him. We get a good offer. Anything above 10 million, he can bounce.
I think we should have released him, I think, before the season started. He hasn't featured much in the season and he hasn't been part of the team. So I think this is the time to let him go. If he can't make it to the 18-man squad that traveled to Richards Bay, I think he has no chances of playing in the team. So I think we should, any offer that we get, I think we should release him, even if the offer might not be good for us. But I think for us to let him go, I think we should just release him. We shouldn't try to keep him longer at the club.
Yeah, no, because it sounds like he wants out. He told the club that he wants out last week, 3 weeks ago. So yeah, man, like Coach Rhulani said, there's he players who want to play for Sundowns will play. And then he spoke about something. He mentioned Hore. I can't remember when he said this thing happened. Was it on their way back from game last week? I can't remember. Hore, one of the players came to him, and this player said he had doubts this system, yeah, the one that we play this season, and but the player said, no, I can see where we going, and then I was watching Arsenal AFTV after their draw with Fulham over the weekend. And the supporters were complaining the system that Arteta is now playing. I've not watched games Arsenal like proper watch them. I've seen here and there, but I've seen more lineup on Partey now starts at the right back, and they are not happy at all with that, My question now is, had Coach Rhulani done what he's done in terms of changing the system, but the results were not coming, how would you have taken that? Because the Arsenal supporters, they say, no, why is Arteta changing what worked for us last season? And then others are saying, but Pep does that. He changes. He tries to find different ways to win the game. So my question is, how would we as Sundowns supporters take in this change of system if the results were not coming, if we didn't have such a perfect game block?
I think they were definitely going to attack him because of.
Wait. How gay are you in? I, no, don't tell me about support. Where now? How are you going to do them?
Yeah, now I think I wouldn't be happy because of. I think last season we played one of our best football that I've ever seen Mamelodi Sundowns playing, and you make a change that will maybe take longer for players to adjust and get used to. I think if we didn't play, if we didn't collect 15 out of 15, I think I wouldn't be as happy as I am. But sometimes you need to understand that it takes time for the players to adjust to the changes. It's not as easy as it looks. Because of we as defense, we want results. I think one thing that we look up to is the results, and if the results are not coming, it gets very tricky. So I think, I think, yo, and now I wouldn't be hate, man. I think last season we played one of our best football, and if this season with the new system and failing to get a positive result, I think I would be unhappy if we fail to get 15 out of 15. But from Rhulani's perspective as a coach, I would understand. But from a fan point of view, I would be unhappy.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Do you want my opinion or should I end the show?
You can give me your opinion.
I can bias but with what that guy has done or is doing, and with what I saw Sundowns do last season, I would have supported it. I would have continued to support this because I've bought into what this guy is doing. I've bought into this guy is investing so much time into this team. Yes, I would be disappointed at the results, but I would buy into it because he's shown me with time he can produce the results, and I think once the players buy into what you're selling them as a coach, they will deliver. Because now they they believe in you. You proved last season. If you listen to me, this is 1, 2, 3 will happen. So out. And when if Rhulani starts Ronwen as a number 9, Wednesday, I'll beg him. If Leroux he casted, I couldn't be asked, man. I proper believe in that guy and what he's doing at Sundowns, man. And these idiots who twist his words when at the press conference, man. It's annoying, man. When you go to a press conference or you listen to a coach say this, and then when you go publish something totally different. I tweeted last season. If there's one thing I appreciate Rhulani is that when he's asked a question, man, he breaks it down. And Loan as a supporter, even if you were not on the same page with him, you didn't agree with what he did. But as he breaks it down, you get a clearer picture of what he's trying to do or wanted to do. So now he's said he's going to give one-worded answers, and he's already started doing that. So it's taken away from Rona, but who need information because we really rely on what he says. And you can't blame him for saying he's going to give one-worded answers if people, if he says this color is yellow, and then someone, I don't know, he said that color is orange. So it's really annoying, man. And I'm sure most coaches, they do the same if they were misquoted. But yeah, ending this on a rant, yeah. What ke buella rona.
I want to choose now for my Mr.
I ke rata coach ya ka ile. Hey,
But I get you. I think the media and a lot of fans, they don't appreciate the excellency of Rhulani, and they did it with Pito. They only appreciated Pito when he won the Champions League with Al Ahly. But when he was here at Mamelodi Sundowns, they were criticizing him and they were twisting his words. So I think they are doing the same with Rhulani. If Rhulani can leave Sundowns and go to a certain team and win trophies, they will only appreciate him because of he's no longer a Sundowns coach. So they don't appreciate them when they are still with Sundowns. But if they go outside and succeed in different teams, that's when they start to appreciate them. They've done it with Peter, so I'm not shocked with Rhulani with Rhulani what they are doing with him, and with his age and also being a black coach. I think sometimes they envy his success or his passion for football because they wish that they had a Rhulani in their technical team, and unfortunately, there's only one Rhulani, and right now he's coaching Mamelodi Sundowns.
And that's how we end it. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please continue to subscribe. We're nearing 1,000. So, yeah, thank you for the support, guys. Next time you see us will be on Thursday when we preview our MTN 8 semi-final first leg against Alex Ferguson's team. Until then, sharp sharp Masandawana, sharp sharp English.
Sharp sharp, Ezo, sharp sharp Masandawana.